Hello everyone. After the next minute, I'm again doing another tutorial today, just to saving up some time. So welcome back to Hill Studios. And in the previous video, what we have done is like we spawned again, and we also changed it some like user interface so that we can when we are touching it is moving freely. Now we're going to do damage to the player. So first of all, let us go to our player and third person character. He has a variable called health and it is 100, not 50. For the demonstration of UI, we kept it as 50. So if you play right now, you can see like he has 100, right? Now what? We need to fire. So for fire, we need to have a button. Since we are making it for Android, we need to have buttons for everything. So I'm not an UI expert, so don't quote me on this, but I'm just going to make a simple button. So yeah, so just drag and drop this thing here, and this is also not going to be advanced, just a basic damage thing. Let me just add some text here, and the text is nothing but fire. Okay, so whenever we are clicking on this thing, I think we can just do press and release it, right? Yeah. Okay, we can do press and release. So whenever we are pressing it, we are telling it to fire, otherwise we're telling it to stop. So mm, on fire, press it. Okay, and is there anything that I can close? Yeah, just let me exit this thing as well. Okay, on fire release. Okay, so go to your third person character and create a function called attack player, something like that, and attack player, something like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a custom event called attack, and we are checking is firing. This is a boolean variable, guys. Initially it's going to be false. So whenever we are pressing this thing, we will be getting our player and we'll be calling this function attack. And whenever we are releasing as well, we are going to call this function called attack. Where should we do it? Yeah, attack. Got it. Now what we have to do? So whenever we are attacking, one thing that we need to do is we need to call our server. So attack on the server. So most likely let us do it on a server first. I am not remembering any fixed logic. So attack on server. So attack server, something like that. So make it run on server and make it reliable. No, don't make it reliable. Like if you miss two shots, not a big worry, right? So let us click on attack. If it is competitive esports, yeah, it is definitely. But let us keep it simple. When we are attacking server, initially what we are checking is we are checking if we are actually firing or not. It is firing or not. Branch, we are checking if we are firing or not. If you guys understand this thing, if you guys understand what I did right now, whenever you press the button, this function is going to get executed. This function will call attack server on the server itself. Hope you guys are getting it. On the server, is firing is initially false, right? If you look at is firing can be different on client and server. Okay, so each instance have its own separate state. Okay, they are not like equal everything. Don't imagine like that. Every instance has its own separate state. Now, is firing, if is firing is true, that means you are already firing and you called attack once again, so you should make it false. So set is firing to false. If is firing is already false, that means you need to make it true. So you need to, what you can do is you can just call another function called shoot. Okay, there is some spelling mistake, but not a problem at all. So add a custom event shoot, and what we're going to do here is like get is firing, and we are branching it out. If is firing is true, then line trace by channel, we'll be doing a line trace. If it is false, that means we are not doing anything. And okay, so once we do a line trace, let us do a line trace first. So I hope you guys are understanding it. We press the button and this function will execute. This function will call on the server to attack, and server is going to check if we are firing. Initially, if we are firing or not. If we are already firing, we should set is firing to false. If we are not firing, then we should set shoot to true. Okay, cool. Now when we go to shoot, we are checking if we are firing or not. Still we are firing or not. Yes, we are still firing. We didn't release the button, right? So now we have to do a line trace. Line trace is like where we are be sending a line and we are checking if the line touches anything or not. If the line touches, it will return the results. If it doesn't touch anything, it doesn't return. It will not give any results back. So okay, what is the starting position, guys? Okay, wait. So we'll get our mesh. Okay, and we're going to get the wall location. That will be the starting location. And what will be the ending location? We'll be getting our follow camera, and we'll be getting forward vector. Okay, the vector in which we see forward, and we're going to multiply with the range, which is like, let me keep it 5000. Why not? And we'll be adding this particular thing to this particular one, and that will be our end location. It should be like persistent and vectors to ignore. We don't want to hit ourselves, right? So we're going to drag and drop this thing. We're going to make it array, and we're going to keep it self. We're going to keep it self, and yeah, that's it. And we're going to keep some delay, like we don't want to shoot like infinite, right? So we're going to make a delay of 0.1. So after 0.1 second, we are going to again come back to here. We will be again coming back to here and checking if firing is still true or not. So let us check this thing out if it is working properly or not. So if we check, our player is playing right now, and if we hit fire, okay, it is not firing anything. Okay, wait. So player UI on released on. So just a minute. So what we're going to do is like we're going to add an input to this thing, which is fire. Okay, and the server thing will be also having a boolean which is known as a fire. So what happens is that we're going to send this fire to here, and then we're going to let me just remove this everything and set is firing, and we're going to shoot it up. Okay, and if you go to shoot, then we're going to check if it is firing or not. Then if it is false, then we are not going to do anything, otherwise we're just going to fire it up. So if you press this thing, then false, still false. Okay, go to player UI and set it to true. There is no way that it will go false now. No way on the earth that it's going to go false. True, you can just see how it is working now. So let us change it to something like 67 will be good enough. Yeah, 7 is good enough. Yeah, if you hit fire, okay, now we can add, if we use this as crossbow, no, it is not working as a crossbar. We should use this one as a crossbar. Just okay, guys, I figured it out. So let's get started on this thing. So whenever we are shooting, what you need to do is like initially we are checking if we are firing or not. let me just clear this thing up so that you guys can understand a bit better. So initially we are checking if we are firing or not. Okay, if we are firing, then we are taking our camera current world location, and we are taking our follow camera world rotation, and we are getting forward vector from it, and we are multiplying that forward vector from 5000 so that we get some vector, and we are adding that particular offset to our world location, so that you get the end location. That's it. And we do that stuff, we do something like that in order to pass a line trace to the center of our screen. So that's how it works, guys. So if I release it, then it should be false. So yeah, so if we hit press, then I can get so many, and if I start, then yeah, if I hit, then if I leave press, then nothing. If I hit press, I'm going to get a lot, and press this the fire button a lot, you're going to fire a lot. Okay. Now how you are going to add damage, that is the most important step, right? So I'm going to tell you guys, like an Unreal Engine, when you're casting, it is something that is extremely not optimized every time to cast. So that's why we have something known as interfaces. So go to blueprint interface, and create a function called take damage. And inside this function, take a new function. Okay, just a minute. We're going to cancel this thing, and we're going to rename it to player interface. This is a player interface. Inside these interfaces, you can have as many functions as possible. I'm going to rename this function as take damage, and I'm going to take the input as integer, that is nothing but damage. Got it? Now what we need to do is we need to go to a third person character, and we need to go to class settings, and we need to add this interface, player interface. And once you add this interface, you will see the functions, and you just need to implement the function. It is pretty simple. You're just going to take your health, and you're going to subtract the health from the damage, and you're going to set health to this particular value. And yeah, so now what we need to do is whenever you are firing, and if at all, if you hit an actor, you can just call this function called take damage. Now what happens is that the implementation, one of the biggest advantages of these interfaces is like you don't need a specific actor. You can just take this actor as target, and you can just call take damage function. That's it. You don't care whether it implemented by it or not. You don't really care. If take damage interface is implemented by this actor, then this function will execute. If it is not implemented by that actor, that function will not execute. What is the advantage of this? First of all, first advantage is casting, because like casting has so many advantages. Like not doing casting is really performance oriented, and it is going to have a lot of advantages. And if you take it some other way, like because of this even take damage, you can implement take damage for cars in a separate way, for helicopters in separate way, for humans, animals in separate way, something like that. So you implemented take damage. That's it. So what you're going to do, you're going to check if you are firing. If you are firing, you're going to do a line trace. Once the line trace is completed, you're going to call take damage function of this actor, and you're going to wait for 0.1 seconds. And again, you're going to check if we are firing or not. If you are firing, then you're going to still take damage. I hope you guys are getting it. Now let me take this thing, and wait, let me go to third person, and let us keep it for one frame. Let us hit play, and let us hit play for 2 players. This tutorial is going to be huge, but I will try to make it extremely slow. So let us go to our other player, and I'm going to show you whether it works or not. 99.9% it will not work, and I will also tell you why it doesn't work. So if I hit fire right now, you are not able to see because of that huge bar, but it is attacking him, but his health is not decreasing. Why? Pretty simple. Whenever you're calling this interface, this function will execute on the server, right? Because you're calling this shoot function on the server. It is changing on the server, but it is not changing on the client. So that's the reason why health bar is not changing. So what can you do? Just go to health and keep it replicated. So now what happens is that your Unreal Engine server will check for each property if it is changed from the previous frame. If it is changed, then it will replicate that property automatically. So now hit play. I hope this time it changes. Otherwise, we are again in a huge trouble, guys. Let us see. Okay, so it is not working. Why? I have one guess. Go to your mesh and make the collision to physics actor. And by changing that, sometimes it will work. So I'm going to keep it like 3 so that just to quickly check it out because of not going until that particular point of time. So now, okay, both of them are something like this. Now if I go and I can, yeah, let me move here and let me shoot this guy. Okay, it is still not working. Why it is not working, bro? It's still not working, not working. Okay. Huh. Okay, wait. So we just need to check what is the name of the actor that we are hitting. We are not hitting obviously anything. Why? So let us go to collision and collision preset is spawn. If you go to mesh, collision preset is uh, generic overlap events can get a step on it. Collision preset is physics actor. Uh, mm, why it is not working? Go to capsule component. This is one of the long time taking stuff. Collision presets. Let us keep it to physics actor now. We're going to see if it works now or not. So you can now see, like once I set him to physics actor, when I set him to physics actor, now it is working. Now he can also shoot this guy, and you can see his health is also decreased. You can just see health is decreased. So health function is working, guys. Server spawning guns is also completed and also health is completed. How we achieved it? It's pretty simple. Initially you are doing a line trace, and from the line trace you're calling a take damage function, and if take damage function is executed, then we're going to subtract it from our health, but we are doing it on server. We need to health variable at our client side in order to show it for UI. So one thing that you can do is like you can go to, okay, wait. So you can go to health variable and keep it replicated so that it's going to be better. And yeah, you can do all of this stuff if you really want to, but I'm not going to depths of it. So I hope you guys enjoy this entire tutorial. I think in the next tutorial we're going to see how to add depth function most likely, and again spawning in the same position. I hope you guys enjoy this particular video. If you guys like it, and also please check out my game Mercenaries Unleashed. It'll be in the my YouTube channel. Check it out. I'll also add a link in the below in the description I go, and also join our Discord so that you guys can give me feedback on my game as well, and also if you have any doubts. Thank you for joining the channel and also watching the video. Bye guys.